Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to begin with various steps of animal nutrition. Okay. So whenever nutrition process takes place in humans or in any animal, the entire nutrition process is divided into 5 simple steps. That is ingestion, digestion. There are 2 types of digestion, mechanical and chemical digestion. Then we have absorption, assimilation and egestion. Okay, so in this video we will just understand in simple terms or in brief the meaning of these 5 steps. Okay, look at this picture. This is a picture of an animal, and briefly it's given here the meaning of these 5 steps of the nutrition in animals. The first step of nutrition is ingestion. Okay, so this word refers to the taking in of food in the body of animal. Okay, so if the person is there, person just pick up the spoon and take 1 spoon of rice and keep it in the mouth. Okay, so that is called ingestion. So ingestion is nothing but taking in of food into the alimentary canal or into the body. Okay, so our mouth is there. Inside our mouth, this cavity is known as buccal cavity. Okay, so we take food and keep it inside our mouth. That is called ingestion. Next comes digestion. Okay, so in previous slide I've told you there are 2 types of digestion. Okay, mechanical and chemical digestion. Fine. So digestion is the process in which large insoluble molecules of food are broken down into small molecules. Okay, so digestion is a process where when we consume food, in our food nutrients are present. Okay, or the food which we eat, the size of the food is large. So these large insoluble molecules of the food are broken down into small molecules. Third step is absorption. So once the digestion process gets completed, okay, when the large molecules of food are broken down into the small molecules are absorbed into the blood. Okay, the small molecules of the food, they are absorbed into the blood. What is the reason for absorption? Because once the food gets absorbed into the blood, the food gets transported to various parts of the body with the help of blood. Okay, so hence it's important for the food to get absorbed into the blood from the final site of the digestion. Okay, the fourth one is assimilation. Assimilation process is not mentioned here in this picture, but the fourth step is very important, assimilation. Once the food gets completely digested in small intestine, it is absorbed into the blood, and blood takes this entire digested food to the liver. Okay, so which organ is involved in the assimilation of food? This question is important. Liver is the organ which is involved in the assimilation of food. Okay, so what liver does? Liver collects all these digested nutrients, and then liver transports, or actually not transports, then liver distributes these digested nutrients to the blood. Okay, on the basis of requirement of our body. That means if for example, if certain grams of glucose is required for that particular moment in our body, okay, so only that much amount of glucose will be released into the blood from the liver cells. Excess of glucose will be stored as glycogen in the liver cells itself. Okay, so this liver actually helps in assimilation of these digested nutrients. The last step is after assimilation. Fourth step is egestion. So egestion is the process in which food which could not be digested or absorbed by the body. Okay, so there is a part of food which we get from plant sources, that is fiber or roughage. This we have studied earlier. Okay, in earlier videos. Okay, so this roughage is this roughage cannot be digested by a body. So this roughage is actually undigested food, and this roughage is removed from the body in the form of egestion. Okay, in the process of egestion. So egestion is a process in which food which could not be digested or absorbed by a body is removed from the body. Okay, now let's look into the definition of each of these steps of nutrition, because these definitions are asked in the exam, IGCSE exam, generally for 1 or 2 marks, and you have to write it as such. So ingestion is the taking, ingestion can be defined as the taking of substances like food and drink into the body through the mouth is called ingestion. So ingestion is the process of taking in of substances like food and drink into the body through the mouth is mouth. Okay. Next is digestion. There are two types of digestion, mechanical digestion and chemical digestion. Now understand one thing, in mechanical digestion, what happens is the large piece of food will be broken down into smaller pieces of food, okay, without any chemical change in the food molecule. So this point is important. For example, I have given you a big piece of boiled potato. Now this entire big piece of boiled potato you cannot eat as such. Okay, what you will do with your hands or maybe with the knife, or you will cut and you will start eating with the fork into the smaller, by converting it into the smaller pieces. Okay, so what you have done with the help of with the help of knife, you have actually broken down a big piece of potato into smaller one. But if you see, there's no chemical change. Okay, there's no change in the chemical properties of this potato, or you can say there's no change in the the carbohydrates, fats or proteins present in this potato. There is no chemical change in the nutrients present in the potato. So this type of digestion, in which the large piece of food is broken down into smaller pieces, is called mechanical digestion. And in mechanical digestion, there is no chemical change takes place in the food molecule. Okay. In our body, in humans body, mechanical digestion takes place in two places. One is mouth, okay, and the another one is in your duodenum, that is the first part of small intestine. Okay, so in mouth and in duodenum mechanical digestion occur. Okay, in mouth our teeth is present, so when we eat food, okay, the food is actually supposed to be chewed properly. So we chew the food in order to perform mechanical digestion. The large pieces of food is broken down into smaller one. In duodenum, you will learn further in this unit that in duodenum, whenever the food goes, so whatever amount of fat is present, okay, so the large pieces of fat is actually broken down by the action of bile juice into small globules of fat, okay, into small pieces of fat. So this is also mechanical digestion, because there's no chemical change in the fat. Okay, the large piece of fat is broken down into smaller pieces of fat by the action of bile juice. Fine. So these two are the places where mechanical digestion takes place in our body during the process of digestion. Next is chemical digestion. In chemical digestion, the large insoluble molecules, that is carbohydrates, fats and proteins. Okay, so these three are the large insoluble nutrients or insoluble molecules present in our food. These three large insoluble molecules are broken down into small soluble molecules, okay, by the action of enzymes on the food. So this is called chemical digestion. So remember, in the process of chemical digestion, the large insoluble molecules of food, that is carbohydrates, fats and proteins, are broken down into small soluble molecules with the action of enzymes, and this process is called chemical digestion. Remember the two very important nutrients which are also called micronutrients, okay, that is vitamins and minerals. Okay, so your vitamins and minerals, okay, these two are micronutrients, and these two does not require any kind of digestion in the body. So they are directly consumed. It goes to your small intestine and directly absorbed into the bloodstream. Here's the picture which shows mechanical and chemical digestion. Mechanical digestion is also called physical digestion. So you can see the large piece of burger is broken down into smaller pieces. So this is your mechanical digestion, where there's a change in size. Okay, but when we talk about chemical digestion, the nutrients which are present in this burger, that is carbohydrates, fats and proteins, so these three nutrients will be broken down into small soluble molecules. Okay, that is chemical digestion. Then we have absorption. I've already told you the movement of small molecules and ions through the wall of intestine into the blood is called absorption. Okay, so once the food gets completely digested into small intestine, the absorbed soluble food molecules, okay, the soluble food molecules are absorbed into the blood through the wall of small intestine, and this process is called absorption. Then we have assimilation. Once the food gets absorbed into the blood, the entire digested food or the entire small food molecules, they go to the liver, and then liver performs the process of assimilation. Liver distributes these digested nutrients to different parts of the body with the help of blood, obviously, based on the requirement of the body. Okay, so if our body requires only 3 grams of glucose for that particular time, and we have consumed almost 7 grams of glucose, so what liver will do? Liver will distribute, or liver will transport only 3 grams of glucose to our body cells with the help of blood, and 4 grams of glucose will be, like, stored in the liver cells in the form of glycogen. Hence this process of distribution of nutrients to different parts of the body by liver is known as assimilation. Last step of human nutrition or nutrition in animal is egestion. So egestion is passing out of undigested food from the body, okay, from the body or from the last part of the alimentary canal, and this last part of the alimentary canal is called anus. You can say, call it as last part, or you can in simple terms say the opening of the alimentary canal, okay, towards the end is known as anus. And the food which is not digested or not absorbed by a body is known as fecus. Okay, so the undigested food or the food which is not absorbed in small intestine is known as fecus, and it is passed through anus. And this process of passing out of undigested or unabsorbed food from our alimentary canal through anus is known as egestion. So this topic of steps of animal nutrition is over. In next video we will begin with the detailed digestion process in human beings. Okay, how the process of digestion takes place in the body of human beings. This will begin in the next video. Take care till then. Bye bye.